Hey, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. Today, I'm taking Lifegain for a ride in Standard Best of 1. I want to find out where this deck went. This thing was all over the place in the meta about a month or two ago, probably about 2 months ago now, and then suddenly it just absolutely vanished. Well, I'm happy to say that this deck is actually still fantastic. In fact, taking a look at my record, I am 13-1. I was actually just playing this deck casually through Platinum, having fun with it, and suddenly I hit Diamond. And it got me thinking like, whoa, what's my win rate? And I checked out my Untapped stats and 13-1. Hey, the deck still has some wheels. Of course, saying that, we're going to be loading up some games here and you're going to watch me go 0-7 in this video. Hey, maybe I just jinxed it. But anyways, the deck is still great. We're going to try it out. I'm going to show you that Lifegain can still absolutely be played in 2026 Standard Meta. Now, taking a look at the deck, it's pretty basic, but there are a few standout things. You'll notice that we are playing the Leyline of Hope. I absolutely love this card. It comes down for free on turn 0 if you have it in your opening hand, and it just turns all of these 1/1s into much more powerful attackers once you get up to 27 life. You'll also notice that we are only playing 3 copies of the Exemplar of Light instead of 4 copies. It's a 4 CMC card. We are only playing 20 lands, so you don't want to get stuck with too many of these in your hand, even though it is a super powerful card. It's going to be drawing you cards, getting huge, and all that good stuff. But we also have the Pridemate and the Channeler. These are also going to be getting huge once we gain some life, so we don't need the full playset of the Exemplar of Light. And then we are playing 3 copies of the Halia, which just gives us a little bit more card draw on top of the Exemplar of Light's card draw. Ong's Iceberg is the interesting inclusion in the deck. I think it is just a better version of Banishing Light. I still see a lot of decks online running Banishing Light, but, you know, if you have Ong's Iceberg, you have those rares. Of course, they are rares. If it's a budgetary thing, sure, run Banishing Light, but I think Ong's Iceberg is just better overall because it has the flash and it does the exact same thing. And then you'll notice that we are not running Starting Town. The reason somebody would run Starting Town is because they want to deal 1 damage to themselves. That gives Essence Channeler flying, but we are just getting rid of that. And the reason I think that is because Starting Town coming in tapped on turns 4, 5, 6, and so on is really bad for the deck. So we want to just have a bunch of planes in the deck, and that's good enough. So let's hop into the arena, see if I can keep pumping up this win rate, or if variance is going to catch up to me. Bad variance is going to catch up to me. I don't know how to put it, and we're going to kind of start evening out my win rate, and it's going to get closer down to 60% or 50% where it should be. But let's hope that doesn't happen. See you in the games. Psychic Platypus. Cool. Our first game in Diamond, we get to find out if Lifegain, Lifelink, whatever you want to call this deck, is actually still good. And you know what? I think it is pretty powerful. One thing I did not mention in the introduction is we're hoping we don't run into Kavaro, because if we run into Kavaro, we are absolutely toast. That is going to be one of the decks that we're going to have such a hard time dealing with. Looks like the opponent is either on Jeskai Artifacts or Azorius Control, and those 2 decks are also going to be a little bit rough for us in this match. Okay, so Authority of the Console is telling me that it is definitely going to be Azorius Control. I guess it could still be Jeskai Artifacts, but I don't think that's the case. The good thing is we do get to gain a card here. Halia onto the field gains us a life. Hinterland Sanctifier comes in for 1 more life, and then the Healer's Hawk gets us up to 3. But we have drawn nothing but lands since starting this game, so... Oh, it is Artifacts, in fact, and they use a Perilous Snare to hit our Hinterland Sanctifier. That's a choice. Alright, we're going to hit with the Healer's Hawk and just put out Halia this turn. We're not able to get the full 3 life gain this time around, but mitigate a little bit of the life gain that they're getting from the Authority of the Consoles. And then the Halia is going to be good because it can't get hit by the Pinnacle Star Cage. It's something. But they, of course, have a Perilous Snare and a Simulacrum Synthesizer. So I think I'm probably a little bit boned for this one. We do have the Shelter by Ghost that can allow us to hit the Perilous Snare. Okay. We also have the Ong's Iceberg now. So a couple of different ways to go about things. I think I'm going to put out the Exemplar of Light. gain a card and pump it up to a 4/4 with the Healer's Hawk. The thing is, I might... Guys, this has been a lot of lands drawn off the top of the deck. What is going on? And the opponent just has straight fire with the United Battlefront. I was absolutely right. This bad luck streak, or this luck streak, has definitely caught up to me. This good luck streak has run out, I guess I should say. Oh my gosh. This deck has been absolutely pumping through opponents, and it... it just... How remarkable that as soon as you hit the record button, your opponent has Battlefront into this turn 2 authority. Like, it's just, that's the way it's got to go, right? Of course, that's the way it's got to go. I don't know what to take. Do I take the synthesizer? I think I actually have to take it instead of the Perilous Snare, as much as I would like to take the Perilous Snare. And unfortunately, I cannot attack with this Healer's Hawk because it has to chump block a Construct or I'm dead next turn. Whoa! Solemn Simulacrum is so interesting in these decks. Okay. Yeah, they can... So they can use the Repurposing Bay on the Solemn, and they get something for 5. What do they get for 5? Sure. A Riptide Gearhulk. When it enters, for each opponent, put up to 1 target non-land permanent that player controls into its owner's library. Third from the top, they put our Shelter by Ghost away, and of course we are so toast. Man, this opening game. Land? Let's see. We get 2 draws. Let's see how many lands we find. Oh, it's a Rune Lurker Bat. Okay, wow, we do finally find some action. Well, that's not the way you want to start a video off. Oh my goodness. Lifegain, the woes of this deck. Okay, it's fine. We'll bounce back. If you want to help me cope with how badly I just got my tushy wrecked in that last game, hey, sub up and leave a comment down below. Let me know if you have some sympathy for your poor boy over here, because he just got absolutely dunked on. But hey, opening hand here looks pretty good. We have our Rune Lurker Bat. We can actually go out with an Essence Channeler this time around, so we can start growing that. If we are against mono green or green landfall, we could be in pretty good shape. That was one of the decks that I faced the most with this Lifegain deck as I was climbing through Diamond, and I think I had a 5-1 record against it. It was the only deck that did actually beat me at some point. Okay, so this is a tricky one. So I could go with the Essence Channeler and the Leonin Vanguard to build a better board, or I could go Shelter by Ghost to get rid of the Llanowar Elf. I think I'd rather build the board this time around. Having 2 ways of gaining life with 2 creatures that are going to be scaling is huge, and then we have the Shelter by Ghost next turn to maybe hit like a turn 3 Ouroboride from the opponent, and from that point, I don't know what they would really do. We would gain so much life, and then we have the Exemplar of Light to follow it up. Should be pretty good. Ooh, okay. Bitter Triumph. So they are packing some removal. Essence Channeler is going to be pretty good against the removal because these ones do move the counters over to our other creatures. And, you know, putting +3/+3 on the Rune Lurker Bat is kind of good. Earthbender's Ascension is not going to be good enough for the opponent. Okay. Well, in that case, I think I'm just going to throw this on the Essence Channeler. Let's hit the Ascension, I guess, and kind of put them in a spot where do they have to chump block here? How much damage do we have? We have 15 damage coming in. They absolutely had to put that Conduit Pylon, that's what it's called, right? In front of the big Essence Channeler. We're up to 32 life. They're down to 6. This is more in line with how these games usually go. That first game against the Artifact deck, oh my goodness. What do they got over here? Colossal Rattleworm. Such an interesting card. I see it from time to time. It's cute. It's good? I'm not sure. Anyways, we get back on the board. We get a win. We're starting to climb again. Game number 3. Let's go. Neo this time around. Let's see if our deck continues to work. Hey, we get a good 1, 2, 3. I don't mind this. 4 lands in the opener, probably a little bit too heavy, but we are only playing 20 lands. Kind of a greedy land base, but when you're playing best of 1, I think you can kind of get away with that greedier approach because of the hand smoothing. And we find the Ajani's Pridemate. So now I never know which way to go. I think you go out with the Essence Channeler first and start building it up, because if it dies, you at least move the counter somewhere. If you guys have any opinions, I would love to hear that. Essence Channeler versus Ajani's Pridemate. Which one hits the field first? Don't know. Ooh, the Brood Spinner is actually a huge problem. It's a very big problem, and we are against Kavaro this time around. So if they end up finding their big combo thing, we are really in trouble. The reason this Brood Spinner is a problem for me is because I can't attack in with the Rune Lurker Bat to trigger the Halia to get a little bit more life gain. So the only life gain that I'm going to be getting is from the Halia entering and now this Essence Channeler, which is good. But I do have the option to go in with the Rune Lurker Bat to soak up a little bit of damage. You know what? I don't hate this. I'm going to lose the bat, potentially. No. I was just thinking, like, if I attack with the Rune Lurker Bat, they would block the Brood Spinner with the... block the Rune Lurker Bat with the Brood Spinner that we get in for 5 damage. We would pump up our things and draw a card, but then... next turn, they would still have a Brood Spinner on the field that would just chump block the Essence Channeler, so it didn't really matter, I think. I don't know. That was a weird spot. It's cool that they had a card that had reach randomly. Random reach. Okay, so thankfully, they still have not put the Reanimator thing into the graveyard. And we find the Rune Lurker Bat this time around. So I think instead of going with the Pridemate, we just go out with the Halia one more time. We gain some life, and we put a ton of pressure on the opponent. So now they need to put the... I'm forgetting what the Reanimator Demon is, but they need to put that into the graveyard as well as reanimate it. And I don't think they can do that for 3-4 mana, right? No. Okay, that's probably one of our worst matchups, but just being able to put enough pressure on the board right off the bat, we're able to still run over them. And that's just the power of this deck, which is, I'm going to talk about that in the next video. Lifegain versus Angels. Tolkias is up next. Okay. So the reason I actually started playing this deck, almost the same hand as last game, the reason I started playing this deck was because I have been trying to make Mono White or a different flavor of Angels work in Standard, and I cannot, for the life of me, get Angels to work. And I think the reason for that is that they don't have that good early game. They have the 2-1 with Vigilance, but that 2-1 with Vigilance is not a good card. Do we want to gain life here, or do I want to... put out the Ajani's Pridemate? Let's attack in for 1. This is a little risky. I don't want them to block, and I don't think they will block. Oh, that's very surprising to me. Okay, Ajani's Pridemate onto the field. I can't believe you give up a Llanowar Elf. I think it's fine that we got rid of it, but yeah. The Angels don't have that good early game. They have the 2-1 with Vigilance. That's a good card, but it doesn't fly, and it doesn't really do much overall. And then, yeah, I probably shouldn't have gotten rid of that Vanguard now that I'm looking at it, because I can't draw a card with Halia. And then it does have really good payoffs in the 3, 4, and 5 slot, but you just can't get to them. Whereas with this life gain deck, you put a lot of pressure on your opponent right from the start. Turns 1, turns 2, turn 3. These cards that are hitting the field kind of have to be answered, or this deck just snowballs out of control. Even something as innocent as a Healer's Hawk, it's getting in, gaining us a life, and making our Johnnies and our Essence Channelers so much bigger. That is huge. Whereas with the Angels deck, you kind of put out that 2-2 for 2. I can't remember what it's called, but it's like the good mana dork angel kind of thing. It allows you to pay 1 mana to cast an Angel. Wow, I'm terrible with names. That card is good, but the problem is it's just a lightning bolt. Whereas with this Healer's Hawk, it does a very powerful thing in a way, but nobody wants to remove the Healer's Hawk. Whereas with that other card, everybody's just like, yeah, we got to kill that thing. This position in this game is starting to look a little bit dire. I guess I should get back to focusing on this. Yeah, well, they still have the mana for the Ouroboros. They are going to be dropping it, and it's going to be a big problem for us. We need to find something better. Unfortunately, we've drawn 2 more lands in addition to our original 4. The opponent kind of trading things on the field very willingly, I think. And that's fine. They should be doing that, I suppose. This Ouroboros, they're going to get in for some damage. I guess it doesn't really matter. We have a lot of... Yeah, the opponent is just taking... Or not taking any damage, rather, just sacrificing everything that they have. And unfortunately, we keep getting 2 life with the Halia. Not... You know what? Really needed our Leonin Vanguard on the field. That thing would have made a huge difference. But as the opponent here, I don't know if I feel comfortable attacking in, even. Oh. That sucks. Do I attack like this? If I attack like this, they can probably kill the Pridemate, but we would get rid of the Ouroboros, and that would stop some of the big damage that's coming through, and I think I'm okay with that. No, they're just going to get... I mean, of course, they... I was thinking they might try to remove the Ajani's Pridemate by double blocking with the Ouroboros in the Pummeler, but fine, they did that smart thing there. Actually, we're in a big problem, or a big spot of trouble here. Okay, they have the Paw Patch, which another creature that's going to get massive. I think I'm losing this game all because I've drawn 7 lands. I mean, this has gone very poorly. Had I kept the Leonin Vanguard on the 8 lands, wow. Wow. And now I'm in a position where I can't even attack in with the Ajani's Pridemate comfortably. This game has just gone so poorly. Somebody commented recently, how do you keep a good attitude when your deck just like falls apart on you? I'm smiling right now and I'm talking nicely, but I'll tell you, in my head right now, I'm pretty pissed off. It's so ridiculous that we had such a good position and this Ouroboros is absolutely going to outscale us. We had so many good draws in our deck. If they just attack, I think we die. Yeah. I'm not giving them the satisfaction. 8 lands? Come on, deck. What are you doing? What are you doing to me? I'm trying to show the people that Lifegain can still be good. Hey. Really wonder how the game would have gone if I didn't try to attack in for 1 damage with the Leonin Vanguard in that last one. Oh, hey, first game we get to see the Leyline of Hope hitting the field. And in this case, we don't have great lands. We only have 2. We need to draw into probably 1 more. I shouldn't even talk about it. Okay. We do get it. Did the opponent say hi there? I think they did. We got a Valgavoth's Lair on the other side of the field, which means probably we are against the Azorius Enchantment deck, which means they're going to have their own Shelter by Ghost to make things a little bit difficult for us. But Essence Channeler hit the field. Hopefully they don't have like Divert Disaster or something. And with this Leyline of Hope, we do get to gain... we do get to gain a little bit of extra life. Who? What? Doorkeeper's Thrall? Excuse me? I mean, this card's fantastic, but talk about cards that you do not expect to see the opponent playing, and now we're actually in like a pretty bad spot. Let's Halia. I don't know. So I have a couple of choices. I'm gonna Halia for the 1, and oh, she doesn't. Right, Doorkeeper Thrall turns that off. So I should have just put out the Shelter by Ghost. I should have just put out... Not the Shelter by Ghost. I should have just put out the Halia for 3 and then planned to Shelter by Ghost it eventually. My goodness, I am cracking under the pressure of going into this video, knowing that I had a great win rate, and now things are going to fall apart. I'm running into the weirdest stuff, and it's fine. It's fine. Okay, Ethereal Armor is good. That means they do not have a way of stopping our Shelter by Ghost, probably. I guess they could, in theory, have Spell Pierce. They have Spell Pierce. Do they have Spell Pierce? No? Okay. They could have like a dive down type effect, a card that gives hexproof to. Okay, gosh, I can't handle this. We may as well put the map onto the Essence Channeler, try to find a Plains. Okay, Plains actually pretty good because we get to crack the map one more time. And now with this, okay, there are our lands. What's with 20 land deck, by the way? 20 land deck. I'm actually like lost for words. Who is playing that? Who's playing Spectral Sailor? Get Lost. Like, this is the most absurd deck. I almost feel like, you ever get into a game where you feel like you're not playing against a real person, you're playing against you're playing against a bot, some higher entity, and they don't have a deck. They have the entirety of the... What could they have? What could they possibly have for 2 mana that would save their Doorkeeper's Thrall and wipe us out here? I don't know. But they're going to show me, because they have the entirety of the collection of Standard in their library right now. And every possible single card that they could ever need is at their disposal at the exact moment that... Hey, Leonin Vanguard, actually fantastic right now. We do finally get to gain some life. I am not losing this game. I refuse to lose this game. I'm attacking. If they have another 1 CMC flash creature for 1 white, I might lose my mind. Okay, they finally find their 3rd land, so now we get to find a whole new slew of tricks from the opponent. We desperately need a Shelter by Ghost. Shelter by Ghost off the top makes things a lot easier for us. Restoration Magic. Yeah, of course they have that. It's not that. Do I put the Halia onto the field anyways? Yeah, let's put the Halia out. It's fine. Actually, no, this is good. This gains me 4 life this turn because of the Leyline of Hope. And that'll allow us to start drawing some cards with the Halia. So there is some upside here. We are possibly still very much in this. I'm so afraid of that 2 mana that they have open to them. I'm going to attack with the Ajani. I'm not going to attack with the Hinterland Sanctifier. We might be able to find a Shelter by Ghost to get rid of the Doorkeeper's Thrall. And, okay, Plains. Sure, yeah, 20 lands. Remember, 20 lands in the deck. And how many cards are we? Yeah, 17. I mean, that's about right, I guess. Shard Mages, for value, they are just trying to do as much damage as they can to me, which is fine. They do have a fast enough clock to outscale the 4 life that we're gaining each turn. But I think they're probably pinched on the white mana overall. Sometimes you play games that are just like nothing about the game went as predicted. Why would the opponent concede there in the end? I don't know. I'm feeling a little bit stiff after that last game. I gotta tighten up, loosen up, I guess. I don't know, maybe not tighten up. Oh my god. This hand looks fantastic. But if we start getting blown out by Spectral Sailors again, I'm just gonna like hang everything up. Let's go out with the Hinterland Sanctifier, say hello to our opponent, and put all of this weirdness behind us. Torment Vinny is up next. You know what? Hey, that's a life gain card. I don't really need it, but it's a cool card. Okay, Essence Channeler onto the fields. We'll start gaining some life. There's no point in attacking him with our Hinterland Sanctifier because Zora, Aunt May, apparently all old ladies that come from universes beyond, big booties. they all have 2 toughness for some reason. And it doesn't make any sense, but that's just the way it is. Deep Cavern Bat here is not so threatening. They take the Leonin Vanguard. Yeah. That was definitely going to be the best one. But we still gain 2 triggers off of this Hinterland Sanctifier. And now we have life linkers that can attack in on the following turn. We're going to be going in with the Essence Channeler this time around. Hitting them for 5. I don't think they block here. Nope, take 5. And we're in an okay spot. If they don't do any damage to us next turn, they're in huge trouble. So, this deck must be the Azorius. Oh, so annoyed. This must be the Azorius combo deck, I'm assuming. But this is still a really bad spot for the opponent. Because now we got 3 3s and 3 4s. This is what I said in the intro. Once we get the Leyline of Hope online, it adds so much more power to the board. They cannot get their 5 CMC Vampire Dude onto the field this turn, so we're not going to get combo killed. They take the Leyline of Hope. Okay, but still, they can't attack in here, and we attack for 4. They gain life here. Dang, okay. We need them not to gain life. Okay, I was gonna say, please attack. Please attack. Okay, what do I need? What do I need? Ajani's Pridemate is okay. So I attack with everything. And they have to block with the Deep Cavern Bat. They have no choice but to block with it. So we are getting back our Johnny's, no, what is it? Essence Channeler. Okay. And this, of course, gaining us a whole bunch of life. Essence Channeler we don't want. And now they need to find 2 lands and a lot of life gain. So, okay. Interesting build by the opponent. I like Case of the Uneaten Feast. It's a card that I've run in previous decks, but it just wasn't good enough for the opponent here. And we put out the Leonin Vanguard, gain a bunch of life, and I don't know if we would have had the win there, but we would have put enough pressure on them. They would have had to block, of course, with these 2 here, and we would have hit for 5. So we wouldn't have won that turn, but we would have got our Leyline of Hope back and would have been in pretty good shape. I think we got 1 more to go. H2K King K. What an interesting name. We have been going first a lot. Lucky me, right? Hey, Leonin Vanguard. Leonin Vanguard, one of the better cards in the deck, but one of the worst cards to have on turn 1. It's a fantastic card. It gains us life when we, at any point, as long as we have 3 creatures on the field. But things get a little bit sketchy when it's the only creature. But here we are. We get a 4/3 Essence Channeler that we can now attack in with. And I may as well go in with the other Leonin Vanguard. That has never backfired on me before, right? Okay. This opponent is keeping their Badger Mole Cub around. Not like that one opponent. Man, what an interesting game. Okay, so they have a Ouroboride this turn if they have it. Please don't have it. Anti-Causal Vestige, maybe. That's interesting. Anti-Causal Vestige could get them an Ouroboride, but it's already past combat. So it's just a Lumbering World Wagon, which is scary. So now they have essentially infinite mana. That's not the worst. We're going to put out the Exemplar of Light this time around. We'll gain a little bit of life with the Leonin Vanguard, draw a card with that Exemplar, and pump up both of these creatures on the field. So, pretty good board state. And the Hinterland Sanctifier is great here because that is another card that I can possibly use on future turns to start gaining life. I want to get these Badger Mole Cubs off the field, so I don't really mind if they decide to trade with us. They're down to 3. They need to kill us this turn and gain life, which is not out of the question. Okay. Okay. That's good. Huh. They are gaining... I shouldn't have said they need to kill us and gain life, because that's exactly what the opponent just did. They killed us and gained life. In a way. Ugin, everyone's favorite card, right? Well, the Plains is good. If I put this on the field, and if I put the Hinterland Sanctifier onto the field, I do get the buff this time around. What I'm afraid of, though, is that they have the Lumbering World Wagon, and they have the Ugin. And so the Ugin, if they have another colorless spell, right, it's colorless, whenever you cast a colorless spell. But how many colorless spells could they possibly have? So if I attack like this, they're going to load up the Lumbering World Wagon and put it in front of one of our Leonin Vanguards. But they will lose the Lumbering World Wagon, and they're going to lose the Essence Llanowar Elf. And they're going to take 4 damage. I think I have to. Okay. We just gotta... Oh, they have the Anti-Causal Vestige. The Anti-Causal Vestige is a colorless card. Oh my god, I hate this deck. Okay. So now they exile our Essence Channeler, or the Leyline of Hope. I think they get rid of the Essence Channeler, though. And that actually doesn't allow me to put those 6 pips onto another thing. Okay. Turns out Badger Mole Cub enables mono green colorless ramp just fine. Oh, they have both Anti-Causal Vestiges to hit us. I think this is GG. Little bit rough. Ugin. We were not getting rid of the Ugin, right? And now they can actually swing in with the Badger Mole Cubs if they really wanted to. But I don't think they need to worry about that at all. They could just take the 3 damage from the Hinterland Sanctifier. So I could put out the Leyline of Hope. Oh no, that Anti-Causal Vestige stuck around. I thought one of them, they were both disappearing. Okay, Exemplar of Light. Gain a card here. And it's an Ajani's Pridemate, but the problem is I can't attack in, and I think this is just game over because they have the Ugin at 11, they have the Anti-Causal Vestige, they're gaining life. GG opponent, Ugin, you can go suck an egg. I think that's what we should use more colorful language, but I hate you. Alright, so Mono White Lifegain going about as expected, considering I was on a hot streak with it. As soon as you push the record button, you run into the weirdest situations with a deck, and that's exactly what we saw today. Losing a game really badly to Azorius Artifacts. It's probably Jeskai Artifact. They probably had Fire Crystal somewhere in their deck. It's Jeskai Artifacts, whatever. That game, we flooded out, and they absolutely didn't flood out. They just ran over us. What can you do? Then we got destroyed by, I think, 2 Badger Mole Cub decks, which, of course... if a Badger Mole Cub deck is able to get their thing going, we don't have a ton of interaction. This card basically didn't show up. Showed up for 1 game. And our Shelter by Ghost was also awfully hidden in these sets of games. But even having those 2 cards on the field, I'm not sure they would have helped. This deck is not really interacting. The whole goal behind this deck is that we flood out the board, we make big creatures, and we take advantage of those early turns where the opponent hasn't quite gotten their game plan set up. But there were weird games where we flooded out, or... the opponent just had the right blockers, or Ugin, you know, these weird things happen. But still, I think the deck is perfectly fine. And I've said it before in past games when I played Lifegain, I like Lifegain. I know it is a divisive deck. There are a lot of people that absolutely loathe this playstyle of deck, but I do kind of like making big Ajani's Pridemates and Essence Channelers and all that good stuff. So if you are like me, well, you can still run this deck and have fun with it. It is still perfectly fine to be using in current day 2026 meta in Standard. But let me know what you think about Lifegain, and let me know what you guys have been feeling about Lorwyn spoilers. They've been rolling out. Next week we should be getting the set. So yeah, hopefully everybody's looking forward to that. Some of the early cards look pretty sweet. That's it for this one. I hope you have a fantastic week. Sarange ipuna, as always, and take care of yourselves. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.